Hello, welcome to a bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. Christian Dvorak has looked good since rejoining the Habs. What are your expectations for him, and what do you think of his play so far? Andrew, let's start with you.
First couple games really rusty. Ever since the Canadiens split up Suzuki and Caulfield, and he was there with Caulfield and Slafkovsky, I've really liked Christian Dvorak. He still has some attention to detail issues in the defensive zone at even strength that I think could be addressed, but overall, I've liked him. His shot has looked really, really strong. I know one of his goals that he scored this year didn't count on an offside, but 2 goals from distance, really, really strong wrist shot this year. There's more creativity in his game than I've seen over the last couple of years. There was a moment against Calgary, I believe in the third period, where he kind of came in and the puck was like mid-air coming towards him, and he tapped it out of the air and then took a shot almost like off the rush without stopping. I was like, where's that skill been from Christian Dvorak over the last couple of years? So he looks comfortable. He looks confident. I would expect, like a 15-goal season for Christian Dvorak on the upside. I don't know if he can necessarily do that because eventually, he's going to have fewer minutes as Monahan moves up and takes those minutes. But I don't know. I like him. I think he's playing better than he has the last couple of years. That's for sure.
I agree with you, Andrew. That's the best I've seen him play, and maybe it's tied into him feeling healthy again. I mean, he's had the injury issues that have probably had an effect on his overall game, but skating really well, seems to be quite confident in how to play the game, doing a pretty good job in the face-off circle. So I think aside from a little bit of a slow start, which is normal from a guy that's been off through injury for quite an extended period, he's grabbed a hold of it and is making some good things happen. So hopefully he'll continue on that note because we need a guy like that to be performing at his best, and he's taking advantage of the opportunity by playing very well so far.
Yeah, definitely a little rusty when he came back, but he hadn't played since March with that knee surgery. And the other thing that was nice to see is that the Canadiens kept him out as long as they did. They put him on injured reserve. He wasn't eligible to come back until November. He was practicing for a couple of weeks before he was ready to go. But it seems that this new medical staff they have now, they really take their time with guys coming back, and they give him that extra time. He was a little rusty when he did come back, but we're seeing now, you mentioned Andrew about like 15 goals. That's what he was in Arizona. I think his career high was 18 goals. He was like a 15 goal scorer. We're seeing the player now, or glimpses of the player now that Marc Bergevin hoped he was getting when he was, Philip Deneau left, and this is the guy who was going to be the next Philip Deneau. I still wonder about, Marc Bergevin letting Philip Deneau leave. That's another story, but Dvorak has come back and he's looking like the player that I think Marc Bergevin was hoping he was going to get. He looks more confident, I think, with the puck, maybe a little bit more comfortable around Montreal and with the team, and maybe knowing exactly what his role is, what Marty St. Louis expects from him. But yeah, I mean, if he can be a 15-goal scorer and continue to play the way he plays and killing penalties, winning some big face-offs on the PK and whatnot, he was in Arizona. He was always considered like a really solid, good two-way centerman. That was a reputation. And, when he was playing in Arizona, you don't get to see him that much. But we're starting to see the player that I think he was in Arizona and why Marc Bergevin went out and got him.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up faceoffs, Stu, because I think faceoffs is one of those things where when you're not playing well, you can have good faceoffs and it doesn't really matter. But now that Dvorak is playing well and he's on a line that controls the puck pretty well, those faceoffs loom very large. He's still, winning a lot, and it makes a big difference now. It's faceoffs are always a big focus when they go against you or when they go for you, right? Most of them don't really have much of an impact on the game, but when you're playing well and you're winning faceoffs, it gives a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, when you're not winning, you're chasing the puck all the time. You're on the ice too, so it's solid down the middle. Kids have been good on faceoffs this season, and Dvorak coming back will only help them more with that. I mean, Sean Monahan's amazing in the faceoff circle, but Jake Evans is pretty good. Suzuki's gotten better, so faceoffs have gone from being a weakness for the Canadiens to one of their strengths.
Well, let us know. What do you think of Christian Dvorak? What are your expectations from him this season? Leave that in the comments section below, and make sure to check out Hockey Inside Out to see our full episode. Bye.